All right, so today we are going to get started on 10-3, not 2, 3, which is I can use front-end estimation and rounding to estimate decimal sums. Remember, will you show me with your arms, what is a sum? It is an answer to what type of problem? Very good. It is an answer to an addition problem. Very good. All right. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get started. Ella, why don't you unmute yourself and read the problem for us, starting with John. Yeah, duathlon. What's a duathlon? DU would mean like two. So if you're doing a triathlon, you would do running, biking, and swimming. But if you're doing a duathlon, it would be two of those. So it looks like they're running twice and biking. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And if it says approximate, it's going to be about. It's an estimation. And remember, estimation is a back pocket strategy. We want it to be something that helps us to make sure that we are getting the closest answer possible and can compare it to when we're finding the actual answer. All right, so the first way that we're going to do this, and I'm going to switch this to tablet, is we're going to be using, and if you're not muted, make sure that you're muted so it doesn't echo. We're going to be using front-end estimation first. So front-end estimation, move that all the way up here. You're going to identify the front digits in the greatest non-zero place of each number. So what that means is, and I'm going to go ahead and write out this problem. So we're trying to find the total amount that John ran and biked. So we're going to have 1.35 plus 3.1 plus 0.75. Okay. So looking at this here, when we're doing front-end estimation, all we're doing is identifying the first non-zero number. So I'm going to go through with blue, and I'm going to underline the first non-zero number. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to do, 1 is the first non-zero number, starting on the left and moving to the right. Okay, and if I have 3.1, what is the first non-zero number you work on? So if I'm starting over here and I'm moving this way, what's the first non-zero number? Will you show me with your fingers? Good, I see 3. Awesome. Okay, so we have 3. And then as we continue forward, we have 0.75. What would be the first non-zero number if I start from the left and move to the right? Very good. I see Eloise got it right. Good, Kate. Good, there you go. Awesome. 7 would be the first one. So as I continue forward, okay, all you're going to do is this. I'm not going to round. I'm not going to look over at the neighbor and decide 5 or more raised score. That's going to be for the rounding session. All I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 plus 3. I'm just going to take the number I have underlined plus 0.7. And if I add 1 plus 3, which is 4, plus 0.7, my answer is going to be 4.7. And that would be my estimation using the front-end estimation strategy. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do another example just below that. So I'm going to do it one more time and then I'll open it up to questions. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and we're going to do number 1. So we have 2.1 plus 4.2 plus 1.9. Okay, and then I'm going to go through and I'm going to underline the first non-zero number, and I'm going to start from the left and move to the right. So I see we have 2 here. That's the first non-zero number. 4 and 1. And another way to think about it too is what's the greatest non-zero number that we have here? Well, 2 is going to be the greatest non-zero number that we first run into. Okay, and all we're going to do, am I going to round it? Nope. I'm just going to write down that number. So we have 2 plus 4 plus 1. And you're just going to add. So 2 plus 4, 6 plus 1 is 7. Questions? Sophia, go ahead and unmute yourself. Okay, so I'm going to load this video after we finish. I'm going to load everything onto our class page on my YouTube page. So you will be able to view everything to your heart's desire at that time. Okay, and I can also, once we get done with this video, spend some time with you after this too. Is that okay with you? Absolutely. Thanks for saying something. All right. So that is the front end estimation strategy. If you could try number 2. Try number 2. And I'll be doing it on the board too. So if you get stuck, you can look at number 2. Try number 2 in the guided practice section. And Sophia, I'm going to kind of talk through this so you can hear this process too. So first you're going to identify the first non-zero number. So that's like the greatest one. Okay. And I look at this and I say, oh, that 1 is in the 10 spot. So I'm going to do 10 plus 1 because I'm just going to take the number as it is. I'm not going to round. And then we have 8. I'm going to add them. Kate, you're muted. Kate, you're muted. Do you still get the same answer? When we start adding for real, not just estimating, we're going to line up the decimals. And so this is just practicing for that. But you still would get the same answer whether it's up and down or side to side horizontally. Does that answer your question? Kate, does that answer your question? Yeah? Okay. All right, go ahead and mute yourself again. All right, we're going to go ahead and talk through the next one because whenever I have to screencast, I have to have it under 15 minutes. So we're going to keep going, but then I'll answer more questions at the end here. Okay, so we did first one, which is front-end estimation. Some of you might prefer that. One thing I'd like to know about front-end estimation is your answer is not going to be as approximate or as close to the actual answer, because if you have 4.9 and you're rounding it to 4, obviously 4.9 would be closer to 5. But it is a strategy, and it is a good strategy to use. But this is the other way. And you're going to have to know how to do both, but then you'll kind of decide which way works best for you. So then we have way 2, which is the rounding way. And when you round the decimals to the greatest non-zero place of the least number. So remember, 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. So I'm going to go ahead and write the problem out like before. And I'm going to go ahead and stack them this time. And Kate, same thing. It's the same problem. I'm just stacking them on top of each other. And I'm lining up the decimals because we're going to have to do that later. Okay. And so what this is telling us is we're going to go ahead and underline the greatest place. So let me back up here. We're looking for the non-zero place of the least number. Okay, and if this is confusing, I'll give you a second option for this. But I'm looking through and I'm saying, okay, so like this one and this one, this is the greatest place, but this one is the least greatest place, if that makes sense. So like 75.7 is the greatest non-zero place of the least number. Okay, so I'm sorry that I feel like I just tripped over my words there. Let me back up. So you're going to figure out which number. So if I look at 0.7, that's going to be the least number that's the greatest spot that you can have. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all of them and round them to that spot. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this. So basically I look for the smallest number and I round all of my numbers to that one spot. 3 and then 3.1. Okay, so basically the least one tells me the same thing, and then I'm going to go through and I'm going to estimate or round like I know how. So I'm going to do my arrow number over here, over here, over here. So the neighbor is going to tell me what I'm going to round the underlined number to. So 5 or more. So if I'm looking at 3, internet, I think we're good. All right, so 1.35. The 5 is telling the 3, 5 or more, raise the score, 4 or less, let it rest. That 5 is telling that 3 to change to a 4, so it'd be 1.4. And then if I don't have anything right here, I'm going to assume that it's a 0. So then I'm going to have 3.1, right? Because 5 or more, raise the score, 4 or less, let it rest. So this little guy right here is telling the 1 to stay a 1. And then we have 0 point, and then the 7 looking over at the 5 and saying, it's 5 or more, raise the score, 4 or less, let it rest. So 7 should change to 8. And then I would add. And when we add decimals, we line them up, and then we add accordingly. So it would be 8 plus 1, which is 9, plus 4, which is 13, carry the 1. And then we would have 0, 3, and then we 4, 5. So it'd be 5.3. Okay, I'm going to do one more example quickly, and then I'm going to stop the video, and we'll continue to do more examples together just because my session is going to kick me out in a second. All right. So let's go ahead. We're going to do number 4, which is 2.1 plus 4.2 plus 1.9. Okay. And this one's easy because the least number we're looking at, we're all going to round them to the nearest 1 spot. I'll do this with blue. Okay, so the 2 is looking over at the 1. Are we going to keep it at 2 or are we going to move it up to 3? Can you show me with your fingers? What are we going to do with this guy? We're going to keep it at 2, right? Because 1 tells me it's less than 4. Okay. All right, and then we have 4.2. Are we going to round it to 4 or go up to 5? We're going to keep it to 4. Good, and then we have 1.9. Are we going to round it to 1 or 2? I think we're going to round it to 2 because it is 9. When we look over at that guy, do that. And then this one's pretty easy right here. So we have 2 plus 4 plus 2 is 8. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end this screencast if it lets me. And then we'll continue doing questions here.